So you also saw that I was pressing my fingers into the wall? Yes, so right there we've got very high moisture readings. The other thing,
does it come from underneath, from the frame up towards the floor? Maybe, but this is a project. I'm gonna call my buddy Ben, which is our customer, and to see where he fits with the level of project that he's willing to pick up.
Sellers were telling me one thing, they had told me about inspections they'd already had, and I can tell that the previous inspectors had not looked at the detail like these guys did. Because it's one thing if you want to buy a project and deal with the project, but it's another thing if you want to buy something that's safe, reliable, and going to be there for the journey and the adventure. It's easy for people to hide things from you or not tell you the details. I was kind of grateful because I'm like, it just showed me everything I didn't even know to even be asking questions about. Because I know from some of the repairs, I would have been well over $20,000 in repairs. And
it's RV inspection day, and today we are in Dover, Florida, about to inspect this 2021 Fleetwood Flare 35R. Now stick around. We don't know what we're going to find. Our customer says, find something if we need to. So we're going to let you know at lunchtime and the end of the day what we find. Stick around. Welcome to the Money Pit series, where we help save RV buyers from costly regrets. At Blue Ox RV Inspection, we're your eyes, your nose, and your ears, because not everything is as perfect as it looks under the dealership lights. Salespeople have one goal: to sell you an RV. We have one goal: to protect you from buying a money pit. We don't walk into an RV glassy-eyed over shiny floors, fancy decor, beautiful cabinetry, or all the storage space. We walk in looking for things most people would never notice: the hidden defects, the safety concerns, the water intrusion, the shortcuts, and sometimes even the lies used to cover it all up. In this episode, you'll see firsthand what our customer was told and what we actually found once we started digging deeper. The truth is, many issues are carefully hidden from unsuspecting buyers, and without a professional inspection, they can quickly turn into thousands of dollars in repairs and heartache down the road. Our mission is simple: to help keep RVers safe and to give our customers the facts before they sign on the dotted line. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and as you watch this inspection unfold, ask yourself one question: would you have caught these hidden problems before buying this RV?
All right, first glimpse. Coming up here, I always think of those Ace, Vision, made by the gigantic Thor manufacturer. So that was the fear of, oh, geez. And then when my wife says Fleetwood, oh yeah, okay, Fleetwood. That's where there's a difference right away. I can see the consistency. Again, even if this is a 2021, the consistency of sealant that is there, that is stained there, that didn't move. So far at first glimpse, every box, I've looked at them, they fit in the hole, they're square in the hole, so that is kind of good. I'm happy to see that. I think we're gonna have a good day, and I want you to stick around because I'll tell you who's actually buying this towards the end of the video. On this note, I'm gonna go to work. Let's go see what Laurel has inside at first glimpse.
So come on in, let's check out my first glimpse. So as you can see, Pierre's showing you some hair, animal hair underneath the slide. I'd say there was quite a bit, which might be why it smells like paint in here. So they've painted everything, which, I like it. It looks nice. But as Pierre said, why? Why are people painting it? It's only a 2021. So it is nice. It gives it a nice ambiance, but the smell in here is fresh paint. That's what we smell right away. So coming through here, as you can see, we have a beautiful design here with the fresh paint. I mean, they really tried to make it homey with the curtains and all that sort of stuff. So coming through, I really haven't seen anything that is horrible. As far as my stow and go, I've walked all the way to the bedroom. This is one of the best stow and goes ever, right? I can actually get into bed. I can take a shower right here, go to the bathroom, get into the refrigerator, be able to cook, be able to sit, watch TV, eat, whatever I want to do while Pierre's driving I can do because it's a beautiful stow and go. Anybody can get through here. But on that note, we're going to see you at lunchtime because we got to get these slides open and start investigating to see if we find anything. Let's keep our finger crossed that we don't find anything to prevent him from buying this. See you at lunch.
All right, so I'll walk you through where I'm at now and what I've been looking at. But right now I'm looking in this basement. I already see this paint that is right there. Roll was just asking me, he says, they just painted this to sell it. Well, that's how we kind of feel. But all right, so here's my problem, and you're gonna quickly understand why. We'll go inside afterwards. Down here, because of this up here. So most likely what happened is that this seal will go up there. I'll show you, but this seal being gone, there might be an issue with the H-frame that is moving up there. And when it rains, you'll see where the water goes in, comes down, goes right to the floor. We might have an issue. How much of a project? Well, we'll see. So my first problem here, you can see here, this is my wiper seal. This should actually be hooked up here to seal down there. So what happens is right here, see this H-frame? That's why I see that it's pulled a little bit sideways, as you can see. It's pulled out. Was it installed not quite straight, or is it because water now can go in there since God knows how long and has weakened the brackets behind there? I don't know, but we definitely have this wiper seal. I can take the whole thing out if I wanted to. That's why it's just been going in and out with the slide out, and that's it. I'll go look at the roof short while here, just trying to see if there would be weaknesses from elsewhere that brings down some water signs or residue that we have inside the box itself. Let's go check this out. This is the bedroom back corner. So we're going to go in that back corner I just showed you. Inductive moisture meter, so that's a little bit different. So sometime I got to do this smaller one to be able to precisely pinpoint and see if it is one material towards the other. So I'm going to show you what this will read. From down here, we already know physically, this corner is soft. All right, so there was water there that kind of softened up the plywood, and that's a physical thing that, okay, there was water there. So if I put my induction, and I'm going to try to hold it at the same time so you see where I'm at. A normal floor, see, I don't get nothing. When it's dry, there's no inductive meter does this. It finds water. So if I'm up here and I look at my reading, I got 7, 9. That's typical plywood humidity, 15, you know, that could go there. So as you look, now you're looking at 60, 65, 50, 36, 50, 52. So now you know what that means. So everywhere here, I can even see the paper here. Look, I don't know if you can see this with your finger, but so this has been somewhat destroyed by some water that goes in there. Does it come from underneath, from the frame up towards the floor? Maybe. But this is a project. I'm going to call my buddy Ben, which is our customer, and to see where he fits with the level of project that he's willing to pick up. So let's give him a call and see where we're at in our findings. Lunchtime recap. Outside so far, that's what we said. Well, I'm not going outside. I have nothing. This is typical Fleetwood construction. It's beautiful. Every seal, all the sealant that they use is always A1. It always stays perfect if somebody did it right the first time. I only have a couple of holes into the ladder on top of the roof, and that's it. Roof was perfect. It's typical maintenance that should have been done. Nothing that nobody ever did or didn't do. But the lap sealant is missing on that, so it could be those bubble like I explained to you sometime. So go up there, go check your roof, go check your trims, look around. I do it constantly. Yes, it's what we do, but every time I have a chance, I walk around and walk the dog. I look at all my seals. I always try to see something that I missed. Let's go check what Laurel has for lunch.
You want to see my lunch? It's in here. He said he wants to see lunch. There it is. So it's lunchtime, and we've had quite a morning already. And yes, we made that dreaded call to our customer. We showed him everything, but he still wants us to complete the inspection, even though we found a few things that are kind of, I'm not sure that he's going to buy it. One of the first things that we noticed when we walked in was we immediately smelt paint, because they've gone in here, they've painted everything. Not really nice. Probably should have hired someone that is more particular. But anyways, sometimes that's kind of like that red flag that somebody's hiding something when the smell is paint and it's just quickly kind of slapped on. But going through what I have found so far, I'm coming through here and I've got this massive gouge in the floor in the linoleum right here. I don't have any moisture readings at all whatsoever, but in the back, in this corner back here, we've got high moisture readings, and my fingers go through the floor. Not actually through the floor, out of the floor, but you can see the indentation. Check this out. Okay, so we're in the back bedroom over here, and earlier this morning, Pierre and I found moisture readings here on the floor, where I did end up Skyping with the customer. I should say we ended up Skyping. You can see this movement. This is a big soft spot right there. Not only is it soft there, but it's also soft on the wall. So let me come back here and be able to show you this. You see that? You see the wall moving? That's soft. High moisture readings here in the wall, in the bedroom. So you also saw that I was pressing my fingers into the wall? Yes, so right there we've got very high moisture readings. The other thing, coming into the bathroom, looking at the linoleum on the floor where the toilet is, you can see the difference of discoloration in there, as well as everything is lifted in the front, right? So all that linoleum's lifted up. This is 3 years old, guys. I mean, it's a Fleetwood, so Fleetwood Flares are really well-known RVs. The fact that all these renovations are in here already kind of has a little story behind it, and we're still digging. But let me show you one more thing. So this little end table right here, this was a little unsuspecting when I'm just feeling it to make sure that it wasn't loose. And well, you see this nail right there? Yeah, jabbed my fingers bad, but you can see all the nails. So this is completely off. It's not attached. And yeah, cut my finger on that little nail there. Not so much fun. We're gonna update you at the end of the day, so stick around because I'm sure we'll have plenty to tell you about. So it's the end of the day. I don't know about Pierre, but I can tell you I'm ready for this day to be over. It's just a lot of little things. I just want to mention this. I understand people love to like decorate and change the whole inside of an RV. But if you do, consider, especially when it's like fairly new, 3 years old, hire a professional so it looks professional. Okay, end of my rant. Let's talk about the tall stall, right? So I'm not going to get in there today. 76 inches, 6'4", and shorter are going to fit in there just fine. On that note, I have a lot of little things, but it's stuff that it's nitty gritty. He knows this is used, and he knows that they renovated the inside, so I'm not going to go into all those details. But I am going to say, I Googled my symptoms, and it turns out I just need to go camping. You want to go camping? Let's go.
All right, end of the day recap. The seller is excited to leave because they've been holding this spot here till, I don't know, later than he thought. So now it's about 4 o'clock, so we've been running a little bit to try to get this done. So this afternoon, I have a fluid leak in the main frame and the underneath. And you remember I told you at the beginning that I was going to tell you whose unit this is? Whose unit this could be. Ben, a mate from Australia, he's looking to go full-time in this, and he's also looking to become an endorsed inspector through Blue Ox. So that's an exciting venture as well that we're looking at. And by the way, all of you inspectors out there that are still wondering, what's Blue Ox endorse again? go check out our website so you'll have an idea. There's 2 places, one for an RV inspection and one for an indoors place. So there's a form you can fill up there if you have an interest and you're ready and willing to join a winning team. Overall, it is a project that he will have to address. There's a couple of things that we've seen through the day that, okay.
So I just want to send this for anyone who's thinking about using the Blue Ox team, because if you are thinking about getting an RV inspection and are on the fence, don't be. Like, yeah, you might find an RV that you like. Yeah, the dealer may be telling you one story, but I just got a report from the Blue Ox team and was completely, fundamentally blown away by the depth of detail. And this is ass covering detail that saved me from buying a money pit, because the sellers were telling me one thing, they had told me about inspections they'd already had, and I can tell that the previous inspectors had not looked at the detail like these guys did. And there was just so much to be grateful for, because it's one thing if you want to buy a project and deal with the project, but it's another thing if you want to buy something that's safe, reliable, and you're going to be there for the journey and the adventure. So if you want a project, great, you know the projects you need to tackle, right? And you can quantify them in thorough detail, not just being surprised by like, oh crap, another thing. Because let's face it, in the world of RV, there is always something. But the reality is, if you want an inspection that gives you peace of mind, that helps you understand the facts, and helps you justify or understand some of the details as to what may have happened or what may have been hidden from you. Because it's easy for people to hide things from you or not tell you, and I am just eternally grateful for the sheer honesty and depth of detail that these guys go into generating an inspection report. So if you need an inspection report, I can't recommend this team highly enough. And if you're on the fence, get off the bloody fence, pull the trigger. This is the team you want to help you cover your assets. I can promise you it's going to be something that's going to be well worth your time. Even when they sent me the report and had all the details, I was kind of grateful, because I'm like, it just showed me everything I didn't even know to even be asking questions about. And that's priceless, absolutely priceless. So what I've paid them to do an inspection report is nothing, because I know from some of the repairs, I would have been well over $20,000 in repairs. And that's not the shit I want to be dealing with.
So remember, and do never forget.